Okay, let's set the scene. The year is 2025. We're in Dhaka, a city that is absolutely buzzing with energy and potential, but it's also at a tipping point. And the choices we make right now are going to define its future for decades. And here's the stark reality of that crossroads. Dhaka holds the unfortunate title of the world's most polluted city. Now, that's not just some number on a list. That's the air that millions of people are breathing. It's a full-blown crisis, and it demands that we do something big. So that brings us to the big question, right? How do we take this massive crisis and actually turn it into a catalyst for something amazing? How do we electrify an entire nation and, in the process, build a cleaner, more prosperous Bangladesh for everyone? Well, we have an answer. It's a strategy we're calling Driving Bangladesh Forward. And the core idea is pretty revolutionary. Instead of starting at the top with luxury cars, we're flipping the script. We're targeting the mass affordability category, the max segment, first. We win the hearts and minds of everyday drivers from the get-go, and we do it by building a coalition that's powerful enough to make it happen. All right, so first things first, let's really dig into the problem here. We need to be crystal clear on what's at stake and why simply doing nothing is actually the riskiest move we could make. I mean, just look at these numbers. We're getting hit from all sides. You've got the devastating health costs from air pollution. You've got this massive drain on our economy from importing foreign fuel. And the EV market, it's barely a blip on the radar, less than 1% penetration, fewer than 100 chargers in the whole country. And to top it all off, we have policies like punitive battery tariffs that are actively holding progress back. But, this goes way beyond just policy. The real battle is on the streets, where the market is completely dominated by reconditioned gas-powered cars. For your average person, that Mac consumer we're talking about, EVs might as well be spaceships. They're seen as these expensive luxury toys, not a practical solution for their daily commute. And that perception, that's our single biggest barrier to break. So, this leaves us at a crossroads, with a very clear choice to make. We can either hang back and see what happens, or we can step up and lead. And honestly, we believe this moment calls for decisive leadership. When you boil it all down, we've got three ways we could go. We could just wait and see, focusing on hybrids, but then we're not in the driver's seat of the future. We could try to slowly build out the ecosystem by ourselves, but the rest of the world is moving so fast, we'd risk getting left in the dust. Or we can take the bold path. We can push for EVs now, together as a powerful coalition. So yeah, our choice is clear. We're not going to sit back and wait for the future to happen to us. We are choosing to get our hands dirty and build it. We choose to lead. Okay, so that's the what. Now for the how. This is the blueprint. This is the nuts and bolts plan for building the entire ecosystem from the cars to the chargers, hand in hand with our partners. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about the money. This is a true public-private partnership. You can see how the cost to build the charging network is split between everyone with a stake in its success. But what really matters for you, for the consumer, are these metrics right here. A service-level agreement that guarantees over 97% uptime. That means when you pull up to a charger, it's going to work, period. Our product strategy is a 1-2 punch. First, we're going straight for the heart of the market with affordable EVs. And we'll use Honda's super efficient hybrids as a really clever bridge for areas where charging isn't built out yet. At the very same time, we build that wow factor from the top with incredible Mercedes-Benz EQ models, creating that aspirational halo and locking in those important corporate fleets. But look, at the end of the day, all of this means nothing if people don't actually buy the cars. So the question becomes, how do we make the switch to electric not just the sensible choice, but a total no-brainer, an irresistible one? And this chart, this says it all. This is the total cost of owning a car over 5 years. And just look at that EV bar. It's not just about being green, it's about the green in your wallet. Over 5 years, it is flat out cheaper to own an EV. It's simply the smarter financial decision. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty for a typical mass market car. The savings are just huge, especially when you look at what you're not spending on fuel and maintenance. We're talking about saving over 25% in 5 years. That's real money back in people's pockets. And being this transparent with the numbers is how we build trust. But to really kickstart this whole thing, we're proposing a whole suite of smart incentives. We're talking about things like temporary tax relief to bring down that initial price, special green plate perks like priority parking, and a huge one, government-backed warranties on the battery.
It's all about making owning an EV feel special, easier, and better from day one.
You know, this can't just be about selling cars. This has to be about making our communities fundamentally better. And for us, social impact isn't an afterthought, it's baked right into the DNA of the business model. And we're not just talking about it, we're doing it. These are real, tangible programs. A clean school run initiative to get polluting vans away from our kids, a women driver fellows program to create economic opportunity, and upskilling labs to train the next generation of technicians. And yeah, we're going to measure all of this. We're holding ourselves accountable for every job created and every bit of pollution reduced. Okay, but there's one more thing, the big idea. The one that takes this whole plan from good to an absolute game changer. The idea that smashes the single biggest barrier holding people back. The answer is, we don't just change the car, we change the whole idea of how you own it. It's called battery as a service. Think about it. The single most expensive part of the car, you don't buy it anymore, you subscribe to it. This single move could slash the upfront price by up to 40%. It makes EVs genuinely affordable for millions of people, practically overnight. And that right there, that becomes our rallying cry. Own the car, subscribe to the power. It's simple, it's powerful, and everybody gets it instantly. It completely reframes the conversation and makes electric mobility something everyone can understand and want. So a big vision is great, but a vision without a plan is just a dream, right? So here it is. This is our 5-year roadmap to making this entire vision a reality for Bangladesh. And what's so smart about this roadmap is how it's broken down into clear, achievable steps. Year 1, we get the coalition agreement signed and launch our first 50 charging sites. Quick wins. By year 3, we're hitting 10% adoption in the mass market. And by year 5, the national charging corridor is complete. See, we're building momentum and proving the model works every step of the way. So, we're not going to end this with a polite summary. We're ending it with a starting gun. We are formally inviting our partners to join us in signing the coalition agreement and committing to the first 90 days of action. The time for talk is over. Let's get to work. Let's build this future for Bangladesh together, starting right now.